Thanks for tuning in. It's Devine Motorworks YouTube channel. We're going to show you some of the progress and projects that we got going on. Starting with the 68 Roadrunner. If you've been following this along. Got the driver's front frame rail up and welded in place. Some progress on the passenger door. All this section's handmade. You can see it replicates the body line perfectly. Lower section here. And this lower section here. I'm gonna flip this over, show you some of the inner structure work. Here we've got the intersection of the door. This was all rotten out. This whole section's handmade. And these two sections here, this one and this one. As you can see, got the body lines almost perfectly. You're never gonna know that this was done. We put that much time even into the lower section of the door that nobody's gonna even see. Over here we've got some pieces of the doors. We use these all as templates to hand make everything. Right here, this is the upper portion of the passenger fender on the Roadrunner. Take a look and see if we can see this. I'm not going to go through the hassle of lowering it down on the lift. But it's that section up there. Now we're in Florida, so everything rusts very quickly. Now we'll take a look at the 73 Mach 1 Mustang. Got a new battery, positive and ground cables, custom plug wires, spark plugs, ignition and tune-up work, fixed a couple vacuum leaks. Still got to put a power brake booster in there that's got an internal leak. We've already done front wheel bearings, rear wheel cylinders. Now, when the customer got this car, one of the main complaints, besides stalling out, was when he would hit his brakes, the front turn signal lights would illuminate. Now, somebody went through this car with the turn signal issue and tried to fix it by wiring these front marker and turn signal lights into the rear lights. And the reason that didn't work is this is a dual filament system in the rear, so it shares brake and turn. And every time he would hit the brakes, front lights would illuminate. Now, the bare wires that they did that with were also causing ground problems, so he was ending up with lights all over the place without actually having the main problem fixed. And we're gonna take a look inside and see what that actually was. So as you can see, we've got the steering column apart. Turn signal switch has already been done. New ignition lock cylinder. And the ignition switch down here. So between the lights in the front being tied into the rear intermittent shorts in here, the ignition lock cylinder and switch had a bunch of play in it, so the key was kind of wobbling around, leading to stalling problems, electrical problems. Fuel gauge and displays were kind of cutting out, going back on whenever they wanted to. We actually found the root to all these problems and we're taking care of it. Now, We'll go over here, check out some progress on some Roadrunner parts and the Lincoln. Now here you see a Roadrunner outer door skin. More Roadrunner door. And more Roadrunner door. In the last video to the Mopar graveyard, we did pick up a passenger side door. The original door, the inner structure was so far gone that we were just not going to spend all that time trying to restructure and rebuild it. Now, that is the original passenger door inner structure. This here is the original passenger door outer skin, with the exception of down to this portion here. This inner structure is from that door over there. So out of 2 doors and some handmade metal work, we're going to be making 1 door. Now you can see we've got this section cut out. It had the typical rust around the rear view mirror. Another rust spot here because it sat stored. Probably leaves and water accumulating. Now, my guy Ted handmade these pieces here to fill those spots. He's a natural because of his background. Kind of just tell him, hey, we need to cut this door up and make it pretty. Let him have at it. And that's what he does. This is part of that original lower skin. All of this is going to be handmade. And that's going to get butted into this section, rolled over, spot welded after we clean all this up and take care of any other problems. Like this section here is another splice from the original door to fit rust holes here after we cut them out. Now, this is the 73 Lincoln. If you've been following along, everything's custom on here. Every nut and bolt, engine, suspension, exhaust, it's all hand bent, made here in shop. 4-link suspension, 370 posi, Willwood disc brakes. And we're not joking when we say everything is handmade. Got our bend pack exhaust machine. You can check out one of the previous videos and see this in use. You can really do and make whatever you want exhaust wise with this. I've got a few other hacks that I use all the different pieces for to make other metal work easy. Got our plenishing hammer, English wheel, bead roller, sheet metal, brake, shear, bender, roller, and all the sheet metal scraps back there and sheets. So really, it is handmade. This is what we use to make the windshield support brackets in the previous video for the Roadrunner. These sheet metal sheets are gonna end up being door skins and other pieces of the car. Now, we've always got a lot going on classic car wise, a lot of drivetrain work. Now we're gonna take a look at this Ford pickup. My customer's dad built this years ago. Late 30s, early 40s Ford parts. Custom frame, 79 Chevy straight 6 with a turbo 350 trans. 65 Ford Fairlane rear axle. I put AC in this truck not too long ago. Was here this time for some basic maintenance and upkeep. He still needs a tire, but I did go ahead and install hydraulic disc brakes in the front. You can See, that's a 40s Ford Kingpin axle, some 80s GM front brake parts, Ford rotor and hub assembly, and some secret interchange parts to make it all work. And I did build custom steering system for this truck a little while back. Saginaw manual box, some 90s Dodge steering couplings, steering shaft stock that I cut to fit, cut the splines. Then we've got Heim joint linkages going to actuate each wheel. Some more of the brake setup here. So you can see I've always got a bunch of classic car work going on. If you like what you see, stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and follow along with the shop. Thank you.